गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। आप जिस भी लैंग्वेज में मेरे से कनेक्टेड होना चाहते हैं कनेक्टेड हो जाए। आज हम लोग पढ़ेंगे मोरल डेवलपमेंट। मोरल डेवलपमेंट में ही एक सबसे प्रसिद्ध साइकोलॉजिस्ट हुए हैं कोहलरबर्ग, उसी के बारे में हम लोग विस्तार पूर्वक इसमें जानकारी लेंगे। मोरल डेवलपमेंट Introduction. Moral development is one of the most significant aspects of the personality development. It is thus a major task of society and education. Moral development proceeds along with social development. A person whose social development has been disturbed due to some or the other reasons, a person who is socially maladjusted develops immoral behavior. Immoral behavior is that social expectation. Such behavior arises not due to ignorance of social expectations, but due to intentional disapproval of social standards or lack of feelings of obligation to conform. Meaning, the term moral is derived from the Latin word which means manners, customs, and folk ways. Morality is indissolubly linked with the social system. The child has to learn what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. He has also to learn his duty. Definition. Professor David. Morality is the inner sense of duty that contains a description of what is right and wrong. McEver and Pace. Ethics is reality is that set of rules by which the conscience of a person gives knowledge of truth and falsehood. Jean Piaget. Moral development is the attainment of mature and spontaneous concept of justice. अब हम लोग पढ़ेंगे aspects of moral development. Moral development is considered as an important part of socialization of the child. Under this, mainly four aspects need to be learned, which are as follows. Moral development: moral knowledge, moral concept, moral behavior, moral reasoning. Moral concepts: culture becomes accustomed rules of behavior, expected behavior patterns of all groups members. Moral behavior: feeling of responsibility for one's act, considering personal gain or desire as secondary importance, primary consideration to the welfare of the group, conformity with moral code of the social group. Moral reasoning: how they acquire and apply moral rules, potential action against potential consequences, how people think about right and wrong. Moral knowledge: it asks whether, when, and how, gained through reasoning. Theories of moral development. There are two theories of moral development. They are Piaget's theory of moral development and Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Piaget's theory of moral development is expounded by Jean Piaget, in which we will see that there are three levels of moral development, and the Kohlberg's theory of moral development is expounded by Lawrence Kohlberg, in this also we will see the three levels, and in three levels we will see the 6 stages. In Piaget's theory of moral development, we see that he writes one book, and the name of that book is The Moral Judgment of the Child. He presented moral development in the form of stages and also explained the need of cognitive skills responding to the stage for moral development at each level. He argued that an understanding of the rules of games is the cornerstone of the moral development of children. According to Piaget, there are mainly three levels of moral development whose systematic description is as follows. First of all, heterogeneous morality. After that, moral equality, and last, autonomous morality. In heteronomous morality, we will see that it is aged between 4 years to 7 to 8 years. First level of Piaget's moral development. Other name of heterogeneous morality is moral realism, consistent morality, external morality. Heterogeneous, the characteristic, the needs of the heterogeneous morality is understand and follow the rules of behavior which is set by elders. Children understand their needs. Now we will read about the second level of moral develop Piaget's moral development, that is moral equality. Second level of Piaget's moral development. The age is 7 or 8 years to till 12 years. In moral equality, we will see that moral development of child influenced by social and cognitive development. Child begin to determine the rules of the game with mutual consent, developed cooperation, relation based on mutual similarities and transactions. Now the last third one, that is autonomous morality. The age is above 12 years. In this, the other name of autonomous morality is moral relativism, cooperation morality, internal morality, and the characteristics of autonomous morality is taking independent decision, self-determined, justice based on equality, controlling their behavior, reasoning or thinking. Now we will read the most famous moral development psychologist. His name is Kohlberg. But the Kohlberg's theory of moral development, this is propounded by Jean Piaget, but systematically researched by Lawrence Kohlberg. So this is the reasons this theory is based. This theory's name is based on Lawrence Kohlberg's name. According to this theory, ethical thinking, which is the core of the ethical behavior, develops in 6 successive stages. Since it is related to justice, it remains associated with the person for life. He bases his idea on Hans' suspected erroneousness, in which Hans steals from a scientist's place to save his wife suffering from cancer. After the scientist demands 10 times the price of the drug for which every source, even after collecting money from him, Hans would get meager medicines which would have been insufficient for the treatment. Saddened by this, Hans feels guilty for stealing the drug, but on the other hand, helplessly in the face of the bloodthirsty of the society, justifies his step taken from the point of view of saving life. This theory of Kohlberg mainly presents three levels of logical thinking related to moral development, which each level having some steps that start from self-centered and progress to the centering of others. Self-centered to centeredness. When individuals are faced with moral conflicts, their reasoning becomes more important and not the final decisions. Kohlberg made the assumption that the development of morality in an individual take place through certain stages, which are described as follows. First step is pre-conventional level, second step is conventional level, and the third and most important, that is a post-conventional level. In pre-conventional level, we see that the rule is imposed by other and followed by children. The age is between 4 years to 10 years. Pro-ethical morality. In these two stages are present. Number one, punishment and obedience orientation, and second one is personal reward orientation. In punishment and obedience orientation, we see that the avoid breaking the rules. Children work is based on self preservation. In this, children think that if I do this, I will be punished. Person reward orientation. In this, reward for this good behavior encourages by self interest. tit for tat behavior is shown in this stage. Reciprocity for own needs and needs for others. In this, the children think that I have to do this well, do this job well because maybe I will be rewarded. Conventional level. This age is between 10 years to 13 years. Child follows rules which coordinates his own needs as well as others. Interest in fulfilling the expectation of society. Support rules stabilized by the society. Ethics is social. In this also there is two stages. First is good boy nice girl orientation, and second is law and order orientation. We will see that the good boys and nice girl orientation based on social consent behave good through which others will praise him or her, being good person among people. And these children think that I copy if I pass, my father and mother will be happy. And the second stage is law and order orientation. Follow social rules and laws. Rules are absolute. If social rules systems harms, then also follow and believe. In this, children thinks that stealing is wrong because it is against the rules of the society. Now the third level of Kohlberg's moral development, that is post conventional level. The age of this level is 13 years above. Ethics is self approved and the highest level of moral development, not necessary for making decision on social values or principles. It is based on abstract thinking and personal principles. In this also we will see that there are two stages. First one is social contract orientation and second is universal ethical principle orientation. In the social contract orientation we will see that moral development is based on social utility and individual rights. It is the effort of reasoning and discussion whose basis is social good. In this, the children think that I will steal if the circumstances so requires. Now the second one is universal ethical principle orientation. It is concrete and ethical and do not contain any specific moral precepts. Basic principle is interest, logical, generality and universality chosen by itself. In this, children think that I will do anything to save someone's life, even if it is my personal loss. Now the criticism of Kohlberg's theory is the dilemma are artificial, the sample is biased, the dilemmas are hypothetical, poor research design. थैंक यू, दैट्स ऑल. लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें और इससे भी अच्छे अच्छे वीडियो आपको प्राप्त होंगे.